Yo, what's going on, guys? Incarnate HD or Doom Incarnate here, bringing you guys 100 kills in free-for-all on Black Ops 2 with the PDW by who other than Ronaldo. This gameplay is beyond my belief. I still don't believe that this gameplay happened. It is 100 kills in free-for-all. Now, I normally don't do this, but basically all of you that are watching this video, go sub to Ronaldo. And when I say that, I mean every single one of you go sub to Ronaldo right now. Let's just see how many subscribers we can get him. Every single one of you go sub to Ronaldo right now. Click off this video, go subscribe to Ronaldo, then come back to this video because Ronaldo deserves everything. If you go to this guy's channel, he is the best free-for-all player I have ever seen. The gameplays that this guy uploads in free-for-all are beyond anything you will ever see. Not a single player has anything like it. You name it, MW3, Black Ops 2, Call of Duty Ghosts, he's done it, and he has done practically everything you can do in free-for-all, and yeah, 100 kills. Now, I know a lot of comments will say, you can't get 100 kills in free-for-all, it only goes up to 30. Well, basically what he does is he gets 29 kills, backs out, joins the same game by joining one of his recent players, and he keeps doing that over and over again until he finally gets 100 kills. And the best part, this is 100 plus non-lethal. It's 100 plus non-lethal in free-for-all. He's not even using like Lodestar or anything. He actually goes 29-0 in the second round, so you're gonna see Ronaldo running around a lot and getting a lot of kills, so go sub to Ronaldo. You don't even need to care about me in this. Don't even sub to me at all. Don't even go to my channel. Go to Ronaldo's channel and go subscribe to him because he deserves everything. So yeah, 100% go subscribe to Ronaldo. You're gonna be doing him a huge favor. He really deserves all this. But of course, as most of my videos have or contain, this one is going to have an opinionated commentary, and what that is my opinions on what Call of Duty Sledgehammer can add to make the next Call of Duty game great. You know, it can take aspects from older Call of Duties and put them into the new one, and we're going to try and make like a super game, a game that comes on top of all the Call of Duties, because the recent Call of Duties have been upgrading, but they've been downgrading. I mean, they've been adding new stuff, but they really haven't felt different, and everyone goes back to the old CODs and says, oh, this game's better and that game's better. But what can Sledgehammer do to make the next Call of Duty great? What can they do to make it the best Call of Duty game we've ever seen? Because it's clear and it's apparent that Call of Duty on YouTube is slowly fading, and we want to bring it back because the Call of Duty days like an MW3 and Black Ops 1, those days were great, man. You have those YouTubers like XJaws and some of those old YouTubers, and they were crazy. They got crazy gameplays, and now the gameplay guys, or you know, any YouTuber that does Call of Duty in general doesn't really do anything. I mean, you do have the YouTubers that bring you news, but I mean, they aren't really gameplay. We're talking about the pure old gameplay channels from Black Ops 1 and MW2, like XCal and all those crazy guys. So what can the next COD add to make that, you know, feel like those games? Now, obviously you're not going to agree with this because this is my opinion, but leave in the comments below. Let's see if you guys can all comment and sub to Ronaldo, but all of you comment below what you feel like the next COD should add. Maybe taking aspects from old games, maybe not, maybe adding completely new stuff and seeing what that could do. But let's get right into the topic. Now, first off, I really love Black Ops 1 maps. I might sound a little biased because Black Ops 1 was my favorite game of Call of Duty by far, but the Black Ops 1 maps were great. Not only were they, you know, they looked great, I mean, they were so detailed for a game that came out in, what, like 2010 or 2011. The maps were big, but they played well. Maps like Crisis, I mean, they weren't too great. A lot of people didn't like Crisis. But in Ground War, I mean, it was pretty playable. It wasn't like, there was no map that really came up in Black Ops 1 for me that was like, oh, this map. I mean, even MW3, which is a game that I loved, I wasn't too thrilled when Outpost or fucking any other map came into the rotation that I didn't normally play. Like, normally in Call of Duty's, like, Ghost, we have, like, oh, Strike Zone and Whiteout. Once those maps comes out, those are the only maps that I'll play. And a lot of people are like that. They'll only play certain maps. And when maps like Siege and Stonehaven and Stormfront come up, we just back out because we straight up don't want to play them. But in old CODs like MW2 and Black Ops 1, I really can't pinpoint a map that I saw that really made me want to back out. Yes, some Infinity Ward DLC made you, you know, shake your head and, like, why would they add this? But overall, the maps in the vanilla game, they were great. I mean, I really enjoyed them, and there was no real map that I backed out for, and I mean, that was great. Alright, now, second of all, I feel like adding stopping power wouldn't be too bad of an idea, but you need to put it in the same slot as the stealth perk, and once again, revert it back to 3 perks. Now, ever since Call of Duty Black Ops 2, we've had the ability to have more than 1 perk, or more than 3 perks on our starting class. Now, obviously in MW3, you had Specialist, which allowed you to get more perks as you progress through the kill streaks, but in games like Black Ops 2 and Call of Duty Ghost, you can start out with more than 3 perks and even less than 3 perks if you decide to. Now, a lot of people say, oh, this is great, you can customize your loadout more, but I feel like it changes the game too much. Now, obviously in Black Ops 2, there was a pretty standard setup, Hardline, Scavenger, Tac Mask, and, you know, whatever other perks they'd run. Everyone ran that. But, yeah, people could run around with knives and everything with all the perks, but I just feel like the game got too advanced, and it just didn't really add anything. I feel like it made the game more stupid because people could run stealth perks and they could run flak jacket, and it just really was stupid. And I just feel like reverting back to a 3 perk system with specialists still would be a great idea in games like MW3 and stuff. So now why I feel like bringing back stopping power would actually be a good idea. You see a lot of people in games like MW3 run, you know, Assassin. Now obviously Assassin is a pretty useful perk. I mean, you can't be seen on the enemy's radar, and it seems like a good idea to run, but it gets really annoying because it's practically invisibility because people can always sit in a corner and just abuse it. But the noobs would always run Assassin, right? But in MW2, I think it was Cold-Blooded, the perk that kept you off the radar. It was in the same slot as stopping power. But as those noobs read the perk descriptions, they saw they could either get more bullet damage or not be seen on the radar. Now, what would you pick? The noobs would always pick stopping power. Now, pretty much every single player ran stopping power, so it kind of reached an equilibrium. I mean, there was really nothing overpowered. Obviously, like a FAMAS with stopping power was a pretty efficient weapon, but it's nothing that people would say, oh, that's crazy, and oh, this should be removed. That was all about Danger Close. That was all about the explosive perk. No one really complained about stopping power. Had Danger Close not been in the game, I feel like people would have complained about stopping power a little bit. But if they were to add it back in the same slot as the stealth perk, you know, judging that we're going on a 3 perk system here, I feel like it would actually work really well. And it would just be great because no one would be sitting in corners like with Assassin, and you know where they were if you had a UAV, so it wouldn't be as stressful because even if they did do more damage, you would know where they were, so you would have the upper hand at all times. Now, getting into my final topic, pretty critical part of Call of Duty are the guns. Obviously, weapons are something that everyone uses. I shouldn't have even said that. That was pretty dumb, but guns, in my opinion, MW2 guns are the best. MW2 guns are great. I love them. The ACR, the FAMAS, the UMP, every gun was usable. I mean, you could use practically every single gun and do well with it, which is something that Call of Duty lacks today. If you look at games like BO2, the MSMC, the AN-94, the FAL, those were the gameplay guns. Those were the guns that everyone used. Those were the guns that everyone killed you with, and that was that. No one used anything different. There was no variety. Every game felt the same because everyone just ran around with those guns, and it was nothing different. Every game felt the same, but in MW2, everyone used the guns because with stopping power, pretty much, they all reach an equilibrium. They'd all kill in like 2 bullets or 3 bullets, and it wouldn't be bad. Everyone would have a good time. I know some people hate MW2. I'm not a huge fan of it, but the guns in that game were great. I'm going to be the first to admit it. Had the noob tubes not been in it, it would have by far been a perfect Call of Duty. The noob tubes get just so annoying. The guns kill extremely fast, but I feel like in Ghost they kill at the same speed, and the connection in that game was great, and there really just didn't seem to be many flaws with it. That was the fan favorite Call of Duty. Obviously, everyone always talks about how much they love MW2, but this gameplay is actually going to wrap up in a few. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the world's first 100 kills in free-for-all using the PDW post-patch. Obviously, this game's over a year old, but my name is Incarnate or Incarnate HD. Subscribe to Rinaldi. That is the one thing I ask of you, besides commenting your opinions on what can make COD better. Subscribe to Rinaldi. Let's see how many subs we can get him, because I really want to see his reaction, because Rinaldi's a really cool dude. And yeah, there you go, guys. 100 kills in free-for-all. My name is Incarnate or Incarnate HD, and I'm out. Peace.